Good afternoon. It's been a while since I've made a video like this, but I felt compelled to this time so I could just speak to you directly and not be concerned about sharing my screen or reading your chat comments, although I appreciate them and I appreciate your engagement. But sometimes things need to be said and spoken uninterrupted. So, with that said, one of the most important things that I believe that I've ever spoken about within all of my videos is the backpack that you carry that weighs you down. That backpack of all of the things in your life, things that you've done against other people, even the things you don't remember because you have spiritually buried them so you don't have to confront them on a daily basis, so you can go to sleep at night. The amount of things that we accumulate through our lives against ourselves is staggering. And so to use a backpack actually makes it kind of external and limits the amount of misery that we hold on to within ourselves. Because really what you must see is an obese person, a massively obese person, a duplicate of you that you carry along with you. You have a spiritual body and you have a physical one. The physical one is reflective of what you're carrying because you will continuously convert yourself into your sin and what it represents. You've heard me say many times that we wear our sin. If you look at somebody, you can see their sin on them. You can see their pain and their misery and what kind of misery it is. Because ultimately, we attempt to manifest it in the physical. So then possibly, maybe, then we can do something about it. But the reality is, that which we hold in the spiritual, that is weighing us down, cannot be dealt with in the physical. It must be dealt with in the spiritual. First, recognizing what you look like. If you were to look in a spiritual mirror, you would see a morbidly obese person. So losing that weight is about going through each of those things, trying and attempting to recall each of those things that you hold against yourself, and then discarding it. Think of that as casting out a demon. Now, the reason why this is important is not because calamity is coming upon the earth. It's because you will react to that calamity. Now, let's not sit and ignore the fact that all archaeological evidence gives us staggering proof that this world is destroyed time and time again. So we really don't need evidence of that. So to say that we shouldn't be ringing the bells of things to come because cosmologically, ecologically, everything is coming apart, including economically and socially. Everything is collapsing, and for good reason. This place is so polluted spiritually. Think about that obese person, and think about what we've seen when we reflect on pictures of old and pictures of new. We are seeing a morbid obesity that is spiritual and manifesting itself in the physical to such a great degree. And that then permeates every other system from economics to social. And all of this has to do with the energy forces that surround us and control this system. They are coming apart. And it's becoming extremely chaotic. Now, people are reacting to this. The truther channels, all of those people, all of us are really trying to find the truth ultimately. Some are just trying to gain, that's fine too, because they just become teaching tools for all of us to understand what the fruits look like. Hate, anger, all of those things continuously feed that obesity within that person. Now, that obesity comes with something else. It's called insecurity. So when we are not happy with our physical self, we become insecure, and the same takes place spiritually. So the spiritual cleansing is understanding all of the elements of what you've done in the past and how you have held those things against yourself. Now, this isn't original sin. This is sin you've done. We've all done. All of us. Because we've been tricked into doing it. What comes from our mouth defiles us. It is staggering the weight that it puts on. Think of the inverse of on earth as it is in heaven, as a reflection or an inverse. So words that come out of your mouth are actually feeding you too. So hate that leaves your mouth, anger that leaves your mouth, any disdain or despair or sorrow or chastisement or any of that, that's all coming to you. See, because the judgment is taking place, which is why there's a delineation. Those that are judging themselves right now are able to get rid of that weight. So in the spiritual sense, you see a massive diet going on amongst the likes of you. And you also, some people, see them out there eating from the fast food restaurant of hate and misery, hourly, daily, all the time. Now, even when we battle these troubling times, that we maintain our peace and that we keep our peace, and that's the most important thing. Let no one take your crown. People want to know why I wear a hat. It's a reminder that I have a crown to protect. I don't have a fear of showing my head. This reminds me that I have something to protect. And that's a requirement 24/7. Even in your dreams, protect it. So I wanted to give you this message and give you a bit of an update on things. Things are going incredibly well, although very, very, very challenging. Yes, we lost our puppy, and those are disheartening, but when we lose people, when we lose them in the spirit, is far more disheartening. When we see those walk from what they once knew, it's incredibly heartbreaking. So we just ask that you continue to support those that are in the truth and help them maintain their crown. We love you very much, and I'll talk to you very soon.